You are once again welcome to accountancy class, grade 11. So the past 4 weeks we discussed about special purpose book. Under that we discussed the cash book. In a cash book, different types of cash book. What is the single column cash book, double column cash book, then petty cash book. Thereafter purchase book, then sales book, then purchase return book. The same manner, today we are going to discuss sales return book. Here, what is the meaning of sales return book? Suppose we goods sold on credit basis. Later on, customer can be returned back to us, maybe due to damage or any quality, not in good quality like that. So here we are going to record only the credit sales. Earlier we done on credit sales to the customer. Later on, the customer returned back to the goods. That's why we are going to record where sales return book. You understood why you are going to prepare sales return book. Now let's see the meaning of sales return book. So what is the exact importance of purpose of begin preparation of the sales return book? Once you understood purchase return book, same manner it is opposite sales return book. See here, as a sales return book, this subsidiary book is used to record return of goods by customers. So earlier we sold goods on credit basis. Later on, customer can return back to us. Maybe due to defect in quality or any damages by the goods. Understood? So that had been sold on credit. That's why very important. Only the goods sold on credit, the particular type of goods returned back to us. Only that goods only we going to record on the sales return book. Now understood. So how you recorded and purchase return book only for the credit purchases, that and going to the supplier. The return to the supplier here, same manner. So what you have sold on to the customer, that on they return back to us. So that details are going to record a sales return book. That's why here also very important meaning that had been sold on credit basis. Okay, that's why very important point here. Then it does not record the return of goods sold on cash. So simply yes. So we are dealing only on credit sales only. We consider the return by the customer only credit sales. What you done earlier. So here no question of return of goods sold on cash. That is very important. Basis not the return of any assets other than goods in which the firm deals in. So here also any return of purchase for assets. Very important point. Earlier we discussed that any assets you return back, you not record in purchase return book. Same manner, under the sales return book, you not necessarily return. The return of any asset other than the goods in which the firm deals in. That's what does not record. The return of goods sold on cash basis and any assets. So that's why it's very important here. Any cash sales and any return of assets, we need not enter in a sales return book. That is very important point. You should know which should be returned, which should not return in sales return book. If you understood purchase return book, sales return book very easy. If you understood purchase book, sales book is very easy. Same manner here. And in the sales return book, very important. How you are going to record the sales return? The source document for recording entries in the sales return journal are the credit notes issued to the customers. So we are giving credit notes to the customer for recording of the sales return or debit notes issued by the customer. Understood? How you are done in same manner purchase return book. Similarly here also under the sales return book you are issuing credit note to the customer or either side debit note issued by the customer. Understood? Both ways. See here you are issuing credit note. As a purchase return, they are issuing. Understood? Same manner here. Once you understood purchase return book, now you can able to understand sales return book. Here also, the thing is very important. The credit note and debit note also coming here also. So whenever returns, debit note and credit note is very important document evidence. So based upon the preparation of the document, we are going to record the other sales return here. Understood? So this point is very important. I repeat once again. The source document for recording entries in the sales return journal or the credit note issued to the customer or debit notes issued by the customer. You understood this word, issued to, issued by. Okay, so that's what the very, very important source document under the credit note and debit note. Who will issue? According to us, what note they are going to issue, from the customer point, what note they are going to issue there. That's right. The credit note and debit note, definitely you are confused. So, to avoid that, by practice you can able to understand, isn't it? Then, sales return book also known as return inward book. So, this also very, very important point. See, the purchase return book, what we said, that is return outward book, because goods goes out. Here, goods comes in. That's why this word is very important. Return inward book. Understood? What's the meaning of here? Return inward book. As a sales return book, we can also call return inward book. So when they will say return inward book, you don't become confused. So what is the meaning here? Nothing but it is called sales return book. You understood? So here also, the format of sales return book. How the format here? So as a date based upon our credit note document, source document, we are going to record as a date in particulars. The name of the customer who returned the goods to us. So the name of the customer can be, we can write under particulars. Then very important here, naturally, your accounts should be credited. The particular customer should be credited. So because sales return is debited, correct? So when you understand journal entry, this is, you can be able to understand very easily. So here, accounts should be credited, the particular customer name. Understood? So here also what? Credit note. Very important point. So here you want to mention credit note under sales return book. Then ledger folio. Thereafter details. Here also suppose any discount we considered earlier, or anything we discussed about quality discount like that. So you want to mention here. Only outer column only you have to write net information, net details about the exact value of the sales return of the particular customer for the goods, for the date. So here, what is the format here again? Date, particulars. Under the particulars, we want to write the name of the customer who returned back to us. Then the man how we are going to record, maybe accounts to be credited. Okay, that you understood when you prepare the ledger account, correct? Then this is very important column, credit note. So ledger folio. As a details you can explain any discount you considered earlier that you are going to deduct. How you are done in purchase return book. Same manner in sales return book also. If you understood purchase return book, sales return book is very, very easy. Then total amount, outer column. So this is what our sales return book basic things are going to record only the credit sales. What you done earlier, see anything returned by the customer, we are going to record under sales return book. Now let's see with some example how the sales return book can be maintained. Okay, now see the exercise 1 right now. So now let's see one example. With the help of that, we are going to learn how you have to record in sales return book. Now let's see. See, record the following transaction in the sales return book. 2 water purifiers were sold to Mrs. Raman Traders for rupees 2,100 each. So out of which 1 purifier were returned due to the manufacturing defect. So due to the manufacturing defect, 1 water purifier returned by whom? Mrs. Raman Traders. Okay. So credit note they given 10/2016, 2016. Then other transactions were, so not only Raman Traders, they received many customers for the goods returned back. So one is from Ms. Gupta Traders, returned the purifier 1,500. Then purifiers returned from Mrs. Harris Traders 800. Then Mrs. Rahul Traders returned the purifiers not as per specification. What is the value? 1,200. So purifiers returned from Mr. Sushil Traders 1,500. So based on this information, we want to record in the sales return book. We have to write in the sales return book format, as you know, date, particulars, credit note, ledger folio, details, total amount. Okay. Now we can do one by one. Here no date is given. So a simple 1, 2 like that. Okay. So I put it 1. So who is our first one? Raman Traders. So goods received from Raman Traders. We have to write the customer name. Means Raman Traders. So what we received from Raman Traders? See, out of which one water purifier. So one purifier, one water purifier. How much? At the rate of 2,100 each. Purifier 2,100. So here no discount, nothing. So we can write it directly. Before that, we have to write credit note number 10 bar 2016. Okay. So that's why the number is very, very important. Then how much value? Only one. So here details is nil because we are not going to deduct any discount. Not allowed any discount. So naturally here also no need not to show details column here. We can write it directly 2,100. So first one returned one water purifier from whom? This is Raman Traders. Okay. Then second one. What is second one? The Gupta Traders returned the purifier 1,500. Okay. So you can write Mrs. Gupta Traders. Okay. So they are not given any quantity value, just given the amount. Simply how much received from Gupta Traders. So we have written Gupta Traders purifier. So they are not given any credit note. So dash 1,500. Okay. That's why here I am not written any description here. Because our questions also they are not given any description. You can simply write it from the customer name only. We Gupta Traders returned the purifiers 1,500. That is there. Okay. Then third one. What is third one? Again, purifiers returned from Arish Traders. How much? 800. So Mrs. Arish Traders. Arish Traders. How much? So here also no credit number, nothing. So returned from Arish Traders 800. Okay. So dash 800. Thereafter Rahul Traders. Photo. Mrs. Rahul Traders. So dash how much? Rahul Traders not as per specification. Okay, that's why they return back to us 1,200. 1,200. Okay. Then finally purifiers returned from Shashil Traders. You can say Shashil Traders 1,500. Mrs. Shashil Traders. So there is no credit number. How much? 1,500. So now we recorded all the goods returned by the customers in sales return book. Especially, so what type of goods? All for the earlier we done goods sold on credit. So only you are going to enter only the credit sales only, not cash sales. Any returned base is what? Credit sales, not cash sales. That is very important. That's why we are going to record under sales return book. Now we will see what is the total. Total 0. So 0, 5 to 7, 15, 20, 21, 2,100, 1,500, 800, 1,200, 1,000. Sorry, this is 1,500. Okay. Correct, 1,500. So 5 plus 2, 7, 15, 20, 21. And balance 2. So 4, 5, 6, 7. So how much? 7,100. Count those two. 7,100. Isn't it? 1,500. Yes. 7,100. So what you are going to write it here? That is very important. You have to write transfer to where? Total is what? It is called sales return. Return account. So this amount you are going to transfer where? It is called sales return account. So debit or credit, that is very important. So it is what? It is debit. You know, always sales return, you have to put debit. because goods comes in. Purchase return, credit. Same manner here. So whatever the total, are going to debit which account? Sales return account. You understood for the recording of the transaction for the credit sales done earlier. Now the customers returned back due to many reasons. Here what is the reason? Returned back due to the what? Manufacturing defect, they said. Thereafter, here they said not in specification. So they have to mention the reason. So reason they clearly mention. Then finally here, not very important, not to the specification. So what specification the customer expected? Suppose unable to fulfill, they can return back. So you want to record what are the all the return back under what? Sales return book. Okay, now we're going to open what? Sales return account, then each party account. Now let's see how we are going to open sales return account and different parties account. Okay. Okay, so now let's see after preparation of the sales return book, we are going to do what? Each party's ledger and the sales return account also. Okay, so you want to write what? First Raman Traders. That is the first one. Raman Traders account. Okay, you want to open a ledger, Raman Traders account. Okay, so how to do? We have to write what? First one what? This is the amount. You are going to write 2,100. Which side we are going to enter? Debit side or credit side? Actually, what is the journal entry for sales return? Sales return account data to Raman Traders account. So we have to write what? By sales return account. By sales return account. How much? 2,100. Okay, you understood? That's what should be very important. How you are going to record the transactional ledger. That's what you should be strong here for posting also, balancing also. Correct. So Raman Traders account, you are going to write, this is credit side, debit side. Okay. So you want to open a Raman Traders account. Under that, you are going to record credit side by sales return account 2,100. How? As you know the journal entry, sales return account data to Raman Traders account. So in a Raman Traders account, you are going to write by sales return account 2,100. Okay. Then you want to open next one, Gupta Traders. So Gupta Traders. So as we know, Gupta Traders also are going to write what? Same manner. By sales return account. By sales return account. How much? This 1,500. So 1,500. Okay, understood. That's what you should be very careful for posting. So posting is very, very important. You want to record how you are recorded. That you should be strong in journal entry first. Then only the posting is very easy. Okay. So you open as a Gupta Traders account by sales return account how much? 1,500. Thereafter you want to open Harish Traders as Harish Traders. So by sales return account how much? 800. This 800. Okay. So then Rahul Traders. Want to open Rahul Traders. So what is that? Rahul Traders by sales return 1,200. So by sales return how much? 1,200. Then we are going to open one more account, Shashil Traders, one of the customer account. So Shashil Traders. Okay, so you can put account, Gupta Traders account, Shashil Traders account. Under that, you can write by sales return account 1200. Okay. So now what you are going to do? You are going to do what? Open sales return account, isn't it? So that's what. Now see how we are going to write sales return account. Just I will written it here. Okay, so we want to open a ledger is what? Sales return account. Sales return account. Sales return account. So under that you can make it, this is credit side, this is debit side. So we are going to write whether debit side or credit side. Sales return always is what? Debit side. So you want to write this amount as a sundry. How to write? Two sundries as per sales return book. Right, this one. Two sundries as per sales return book. How much? 7,100. Right. 7,100. Okay. Understood now? So that's what here very important. As a sales return account, two sundries as per sales return book 7,100. So you have taken from the total of the sales return book 7,100 transferred to sales return account. In which side? Debit side. Why it is debit side? We received the goods. So what comes in? Correct. That's what here is simple. Sales return account. To all the sales return recorded totally for the collection of all the customers. That's what 7,100 here. Individually are going to record customers record also. Customers account also separately. This is very important because how much we sold, whatever they return, then only you know the exact balance of the customer. Whenever dealing on what? Goods sold on credit. Otherwise what will happen? We get the wrong balance. We get the wrong information. That's why should be very careful. Under the parties, we are going to credit sales return account. So whatever sales here. For example, Raman Traders, we done some sales. For example, goods sold to Raman Traders, how much? Some 10,000. Okay. So I write the journal entry. Raman Traders account return, how much? 10,000 to sales account. Okay. Raman Traders account return to sales account 10,000. So this what I done my sales some days before. So this I am going to enter now. How to enter? Simple. Already Raman Traders account. I am going to write what? To sales account. How much? 10,000. Okay. So then only you know what happened between. The Raman Traders returned back some water prepared. So you want to record now by sales return book. So then only you know what is the balance end of the month whatever. So now you can know what is the exact balance the Raman Traders has to pay money to us, how much. How you know? So only you debit credit to us sales return account. Now what is the balance here? Correct. So 7,000 7,900. Correct. That is what by balance carried on. By balance carried on. This 7,900. Then you can carry over to balance drop down 7,900. Now understood for this transaction. So earlier we done some sales, then debit side, Raman Traders account to sales. So as you know the name itself what? Consider as a credit sales. So you as a coming under personal account, he is the receiver, coming under nominal account as income powers. Correct. Debit all expenses and losses, credit all income and gains. So we are going to posting under Raman Traders account to sales account 10,000. Now what our discussion for us by sales return. So by sales return account 2,100. Now you then only you know what is the exact balance about Raman Traders has to pay money to us. Otherwise what will happen? Suppose you need not record, so you forget to record sales return account. What will happen? We thought that we sold goods raw materials only 10,000. That time raw material paid just 7,900. We become confused. So what happened? 2,100. So that's why the record of transaction is very, very important. Whenever the purchase return and the sales return. That's why we're preparing separately for the sales return and purchase return. Because reason is what? Many suppliers. See, many customers here are dealing goods for credit sales. So for that, we want to maintain the ledger is very, very important. So parties ledger is very, very important to maintain, especially for sales and purchases. Then only we know what is our exact sales, what is our exact purchases. With the help of accounting our purchase return and sales return. Now we understood the importance of sales returns book. It's very, very important for our special purpose book. Under we discussed as the cash book is very important. Why it is called cash book? Simply, record only cash transaction. So why it is called double column cash book? We recorded both bank and cash in the same ledger, same account. Especially both will come, what will happen? You can say contra entry also. When the contra entry will come, any deposit or any withdraw from the bank, we can say it is coming under contra entry. That's why it is called double column cash book. We can write simultaneously cash and bank. No need to open separate per bank account. You understood? That's the importance of double column cash book. Thereafter, petty cash book. It's very, very important one. So we are preparing petty cash book because of maintaining some petty amount, small amount, day-to-day expenses. Again, what will happen? When you do the small amount, you want to record more transaction. To avoid that, minimize our work, we are going to prepare petty cash book. Under that, you have to maintain different column. We have maintained monthly interest account. Thereafter, we carry over to main cash book. Understood? That's what petty cash book is very, very important. Minimize our time and saving. Then we can easily maintain. Then chief cashier to the other supervisor, the next level, they can maintain petty cash. They report it monthly, how much they spend, then any amount they want, they can get back from the main cashier. Thereafter, purchase book, very important. Why you are preparing purchase book? To record our purchase on what? Credit purchases. Any purchases on credit are going to maintain under only purchase book. Okay. So no question of cash. Similarly, sales book. Why you are maintaining sales book? You want to maintain same year to maintain for the what? Any credit sales. Then purchase return. It's very, very important. So you are maintaining purchase return. Later what will happen? Due to any quality defect, then any damage, then according to the sample, the supplier not sent to us. That's why we are return goes to the supplier. Okay, that's why we are maintaining what? Purchase return. Only for when? For credit purchases. Any credit purchases we done earlier. Now go to return back. One right where? Purchase return book. Same manner, the sales return book. Any sales we done earlier on credit to the different supplier, customers. Thereafter, they return back to us. We want to maintain what? Sales return book. That is very, very important. Suppose we are not maintaining, what will happen? We don't know the exact position of our balances. How much money due from the customer? How you know? You want to record as a sales. Thereafter, you want to record as a sales return. One more thing, you want to record discount also. Any discount allowed here. As a sales, you consider as a discount allowed. As a purchases, you consider as a discount received. You understood now? That's what the special purpose book. We discussed the cash book, thereafter purchase book, then sales book, then purchase return book, thereafter purchase sales return book, then finally it's very, very important, journal in proper. So what is the meaning of journal in proper? That is very, very important one. That we will discuss in next session because some 5 classification are there. What are the situations we are going to discuss about journal in proper? What is the meaning of journal in proper? So before that, I request you, please make it effort when you are available time to understand the subsidiary books. These are all called what are subsidiary books? Cash book, correct. What are the subsidiary books? Also you know very well, correct. It is called subsidiary book. The cash book, the collection of all the books, isn't it? It is called subsidiary books. So under subsidiary books, so as you know, as a cash book, first one cash book. isn't it? Okay. Under the cash book, we know single column cash book, single column, then double column cash book. Okay. Thereafter, next one is what? Purchases book. Purchases book. Okay. Thereafter, sales book. Okay. So thereafter, purchase year, purchase book and purchase return book for easy understanding. Purchase return book. Okay, here sales return book. Okay, so these are the different types of subsidiary books as a cash book. Okay, under that, what are the types of cash book? Very important. Single column cash book, double column cash book. Then, what you are going to prepare as a purchase book and purchase return book. Then sales book and sales return book. You should know the purpose behind the reason for preparing the book. That is very important. Otherwise, you don't know the exact meaning. You should know the purpose behind why I am going to prepare as a subsidiary books under this discussion as a cash book, purchase return book, sales return book. The final session is next one, the next type, another one, very important what? Journal. Okay. So this one, we are going to discuss some 5 classification. That is very, very important one. Finally, for our, according to our recording of transaction, for under the subsidiary books, nothing but special purpose book. The exact final one, journal proper. That is very, very, very important. Okay, that we will discuss the next session. Okay, so thank you very much. I hope that you understood all the subsidiary books. Okay, thank you once again.